Good morning, sunshine.
Good morning.
How are we today?
Good.
How's your future looking?
Wonderful.
Really? I didn't hear that newscast this morning. It's fascinating when you consider the different things that are being projected upon our screen to absorb as if it were the truth, full truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you whomever. So, let's jump into this with the consideration that there are a number of perspectives that need looking at so that we can have a better idea of what we can do, what needs to be done, so far as our future. Now, most of us are starting to realize that what we do right now, what we think, what we feel, affects right now, and it also is creating our future. But there are some things that are being projected that are scary indeed. And they're designed that way. Because you see, those who are in positions of power right now, so far as world leaders, etc., they want humanity to stay half scared at least. Because then we're a lot more manageable to do what they want us to do. And then there are things that are scary indeed that are not even being broadcast. They aren't hitting the main media projectors. And one of those, of course, is Fukushima. Fukushima? What the hell's that? Have you heard of it lately?
No.
No. But do you realize that what has happened in Fukushima is affecting us right now? Oh, it's going to be all absorbed by the seawater of the Pacific Ocean? Not in 1,000 years is it going to be absorbed. It is killing off life by the millions right now. The feeder fish that supply, they're the lower level, the krill, etc., they're dying off because of radiation. All of the other species that work off of and live in harmony in this respect are suffering likewise. Now, humanity, don't worry about it. You see, that's the brain-dead approach that is being promoted right now. Interestingly enough, that this extinction level event known as Fukushima, it has the potential of actually becoming a catalyst that unites humanity in the fight for planetary survival. Okay, this is just one consideration. Our future, it's affecting you, it's affecting me, it's affecting all of us. Okay, let's everyone take a nice deep breath. All is well. All is well. But it's well within the spectrum of our being present and being able to live that to where it becomes a living actuality. And what about full alien disclosure? For some people that's still really woo-woo, and you know why? Because it has been suppressed by the government. But the government has plans and intentions to make full alien disclosure, but doing it with the absolute intention of continuing to control the masses through fear. Do you realize that there are at least 160 known alien races? Did you read that in Time magazine? No. Did you hear that on the news? I don't believe so. Are all of them ready to subdue us and completely put us under control? I don't think so. You see, we live in a multi-populated multiverse. That there are many species living. And all of us living at the same time. There have been a number of reports of things that have happened so far as alien intervention alien subjection. But let's come to a place of realizing that we are the sovereign race of this planet. We still have that right and that authority to make things right on this planet instead of abdicating our position and giving it over to others. So you got to look and you've got to see words and actions. Politicians, forget the words. Look to the actions. Because you see, right now, war is being promoted. We need to be in more war. And they totally deny and put aside the fact that we've been in war for over 100 years, for God's sakes. They want to establish more military bases, as if that is going to actually accomplish peace. Now, while the majority of humanity is still subject to this spell that is being cast, it in no wise takes away from who we truly are. It only reveals how the majority is still asleep. Now, we are waking up, and different things are showing that awakening, and they're showing in different waves. Look at the social revolution that's taking place right now. My God, when I grew up as a kid, things were pretty black and white. Today, there's so many different shades of gray that black and white don't even exist. That's a good sign. Because in a way, it helps us all to realize that we are diverse. We are definitely individual aspects of Source manifesting itself. And at the same time, we are all connected and interrelated. Humanity is awakening from an arrested development. And it has been perpetuated by the hidden ones who still want to maintain control over us. Our future is being amped up by Source itself. We are beginning to see that it's up to us to do something about this instead of staying in that same old position of giving over our power to those that are, notice the inflection here, elected. Elected? You out of your mind? There hasn't been an honest election in this country for years. We have to wake up to the fact and realize that those who are in power, if they feel like they're going to lose their power, then they're going to probably consume what cannot be controlled. So it's for us to rise to the occasion and look and see this. Because the fact of the matter is, underlying all of this action is a wonderful awareness of life itself that has this most powerful intention for our planet, called the Aquarian Age, where we are being stimulated to rise to the occasion and do something positive about our situation instead of believing that it's hopeless. It's in times like these that our potential can be actualized. Those who pursue peaceful cooperation will outnumber those who know only the way of greed and violence. It's for us to open up and become aware of this, and in ourselves make the internal shift to where we rely upon our true nature instead of listening to that voice that tells us enough is never enough. It's for us to open up and begin to see that our future is just that. It's ours. Do you realize that... Okay, this is going back a little bit, probably past your last memory, but anyhow, since the fall of the Roman Empire until Columbus set sail, there were 13 centuries where humanity multiplied. As a matter of fact, there were 2 million of us born in those 13 centuries. Okay? Now, in the nervous now, that many are added every 3 years. That many are added every 3 years. Now, where are all these new arrivals going to fit? Is there going to be enough food, enough water, enough land? You see, all of these things are considerations for us to engage in living now, because there's a really good chance that we're going to be one of those who comes back and experiences what we set up for ourselves. You see, many people are operating so brain dead right now that they're only seeing this as a one-life experience, when it is a one-life-at-a-time experience. Across multidimensionals, which means we are having multidimensional lifetime experiences simultaneously. But this one, obviously, is one that we can relate to and relate through, and it's one that we're going to be coming back to. I personally look forward to it, because I can see right now that at the pace it's going, it's not going to happen in this lifetime. I've got, what, 30 years left? That's a stretch. As a matter of fact, it's going to have to be damn good for me to want to be here for 30 years. So I'm looking forward to it the next lifetime. So I'm putting into it right now because I enjoy putting into it what I do, but I also have a future vision. And that is for my next lifetime. Okay, so we look at this and we say, my goodness me. We need to look and be more consciously aware of what's going on. Another little thing that was so big about, 3 years ago? Remember when the Mayan calendar came to an end? The end of the world. Why, I even heard of ministers who were getting up on the platform and saying, the end of the world is coming next month. Well, guess what? Here we are. And the point of the matter is that was a deliberate lie inserted into that called the ending of the Mayan calendar. In essence, what the Mayan calendar was saying is it was the end of the old Piscean era of domination and control. And it was the beginning of the Aquarian age where humanity was going to awaken. And here we are. By golly gee, we are awakening. It is happening. It is our future that I'm speaking of right now. So, in yourself, look again and see, what am I doing about my future? I.e., what am I doing right now to live my present life to where I am an expression of divinity manifesting itself as genuine happiness? You see, this isn't about getting all caught up in a fearful knot and then feeling that the only thing that you can do is argue about it. This is about looking and seeing that these are the traps that have been laid for us. And a lot of them are subjective. It's for us to open up and become more consciously involved in living life, so that then our subjective projections carry that positivity with them and through them. You see, it hasn't changed at all so far as the way the universe actually works. But what has changed is the spell is breaking, and more of us are beginning to see that in its breaking, we are powerful beings. This is the time for us to recognize our individual power and our collective capacity to amass this power in such a way that we do what we came here to do. Now, I know that you have your interpretation of this just as I do. But together we can and we are accomplishing it. Whether it's in verse, song, expression, thought, feeling, our intuitive capacities to discern what actually is, let yourself recognize this is my life. This is my future. I will be accountable, and I will live it to the best that I can. Do we have any kind of an agreement with that?
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.
For more information about the Metaphysical Church of Enlightenment or the Rodin Foundation, please go to our website at www.rodin.org. If you have been inspired by the revelations shared in these podcasts, please donate to the Rodin Foundation's ongoing efforts to help others help themselves at www.rodin.org/donate.